Hello friends, we are continuing our discussion. Look at question number 81. 20 ml CO2 is passed over red hot coke and the reaction is given. It is CO2 plus carbon, that is equal to twice of CO. Now this was 20 ml. Alright, the volume of CO evolved. So it is very simple. We get double the volume. If it is 20 ml, 1 mole is producing 2 moles. So 20 ml will produce 40 ml. Alright. Now look at question number 82. Solubility of AgCN is maximum N. See, AgCN ionized to produce Ag positive and Cn negative. So in the presence of common ion, normally solubility decreases. Like in the presence of AgNO3, solubility is less because Ag positive is common. Here also Ag positive is common. So it should be more soluble in water, but the thing is in NaCl we have Cl negative. This Ag positive will continuously react with Cl negative to produce AgCl. So due to removal of this Ag positive, rate of forward reaction will be faster. That means more and more AgCN will be soluble. Alright. Now look at question number 83. Look at question number 83. In 83, how many moles of KMnO4 is needed to oxidize a mixture of 1 mole each of FeSO4 and ferrous oxalate? So first thing for FeSO4, say sulfur is in highest oxidation state, so it cannot be further oxidized. Only Fe2 positive can be oxidized to Fe3 positive. So the valence factor for ferrous sulfate is 1. Whereas ferrous oxalate, we have Fe2 positive which can be oxidized to Fe3 positive and C2 3 positives oxalate ion and twice of C4 positive. So 2 into 3 6, 2 into 4 8, valence factor is 2, total valence factor is 3. So now we can proceed. Now the point is KMnO4, we have to equate KMnO4 and FeSO4. Alright. So FeSO4, this is moles into valence factor, that is equal to moles into valence factor. Alright. So now the question is how many moles of, means this we have to calculate. Valence factor is 5 in acidic media and this moles 1 mole each. So this is 1 into valence factor is 1. Alright. So moles equal to 1 by 5 for FeSO4. And similarly for the second case, if you solve for second case, that is say moles into valence factor equal to moles into valence factor of what? This is for ferrous oxalate FeC2O4. Alright, FeC2O4. So this is moles into 5, that is equal to 1 into, it is valence factor is 3. So it is 3 by 5. So now we have 1 by 5 for ferrous sulfate plus 3 by 5 for ferrous oxalate. So it is 1 by 5 plus 3 by 5 is 4 by 5. Correct answer is first option. Look at question number 84. Alright. Observed volume of 1 mole of a gas is 32 at particular pressure and temperature. We have to find out Z factor. Z is compressibility factor. This is V, you can also say it is V real upon V ideal. And V ideal is 22.4. V real we have to calculate, so it is V real is we can use P1 V1 upon T1, that is equal to P2 V2 upon T2. Alright, initial pressure it is 10 into 32. Alright, upon how much? 10 atmosphere and 3000 Kelvin. This is equal to P2 is 1 atmosphere and or 1 bar pressure, or it is nearly, means in atmosphere you can say 1 V2, calculate the V2 value, and T2 is put the value 273. So this is at ideal condition. So what we are getting is 29.12. So this much, this is 29.12 we are getting. So 29.12 is the V real upon V ideal, that is equal to Z factor. If you solve this much portion, you are getting around 1.3. Alright, is this okay? Then comes the next question, question number 85. We are given 3x2 and equal to thrice of x2 is getting converted to twice of x3. So volume is getting reduced, that means entropy is getting reduced. Delta S is negative, and it is a spontaneous reaction, it is already mentioned. So delta G is also negative, delta G is also negative, and since delta S is negative and delta G is negative, and here greater number of bonds are formed. Alright, so since greater number of bonds are formed, we can say delta H is also negative. Alright, you cannot equate it to something like ozone like that. You have to go with this reaction whatever is given. Alright, now question number 86, determine the empirical formula. This is a lengthy calculation. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, these are the elements involved. And then the percentage of carbon we are mentioned 70.6, percentage of hydrogen is 4.2, oxygen is 13.4 and nitrogen is 11.2. The first step, divided by atomic mass divided by atomic mass divided by atomic mass, and then these values you will get certain values. 5.88, this is 4.2, this is 0.83 and 0.83 approximate. Alright, 0.84, that is alright, no problem. Divided by lowest value 0.83, 0.83, like that you have to solve like the 0.83 and 0.83 you have to solve like this, divided by 0.83. Then you get C7H5, the formula you get, that is this thing, C7H5 and NO, C7H5 NO, that is fourth option. Look at question number 87. The strongest acid, the strength of acid is inversely proportional to pKa. Lower the value of pKa, stronger the acid is. Now look at question number 88. We are given a reaction that is 2x plus y equal to, we are given x2y. Alright, and now we want to affect this x2y. The number of moles of x2y at equilibrium is affected by, so equilibrium, these are gaseous moles, delta N is negative. So if you increase the pressure, the rate of forward reaction will increase, and means increase or decrease, whatever you can say. And second is temperature. By increasing or decreasing the temperature, you can affect the concentration of x2y. Catalyst has no role to play. Alright, at equilibrium. Once equilibrium is established, there is no role. Now maximum deviation of ideal gas is expected for H2O. Maximum, say, deviation, it takes place due to force of attraction, that is A factor, that is correction factor in pressure, and B factor is volume of the gas itself, that is B factor. A and B factor both are very important. So here, due to greater force of attraction, this there is maximum deviation from ideal behavior. Now look at question number 90. Question number 90. 1 mole of a non-ideal gas undergoes a change of state from 1 atmosphere 3 volume 200 Kelvin to 4 atmosphere 5 liter 250 Kelvin with a change in internal energy. Delta U is given. We have to find out delta H. So we have a relation, delta H is equal to delta U plus delta nRT, or we can say delta PV. Alright. So this is delta u is given, this is 40, and plus we can say this is p2 v2 minus p1 v1, or you can say this is 40, all right, plus p2 v2 is you can solve, this is 4 into 5 20, this is 20, and this is 3 into 1, that is 3, all right, 20 minus 3, so 40 plus 17, that is equal to 57. Correct answer is second option. All right, so this is it. I hope you enjoyed this session, and for your if you have any suggestion, you are most welcome. Thank you. On behalf of KNA, I'm Ramesh Panikar. Bye. All the best.